floating in the vast emptiness of space, where every decision could mean the difference between life and death, might sound like the stuff of science fiction, but for astronauts, it's a reality. Now, what if I told you that the same intense, high-stakes environment can be recreated right here on Earth, thanks to the incredible advancements in augmented reality and immersive virtual reality? Spacewalks and zero-gravity training are no longer confined to the cosmos. These technologies are revolutionizing how astronauts prepare for the unknown, making space exploration safer, more efficient, and even more accessible. In this video, we'll uncover how AR and VR are not just tools for training but game changers that are reshaping the future of space travel. From simulating the unforgiving conditions of space to enhancing astronaut readiness, these innovations are opening up possibilities that were once unimaginable. Buckle up, we're about to take a deep dive into how these technologies are transforming the way we explore the final frontier. Before augmented reality and virtual reality entered the scene, preparing astronauts for the challenges of space was a monumental task. Traditional methods like underwater simulations and parabolic flights were the gold standard for decades. Underwater training, often conducted in massive pools, allowed astronauts to practice spacewalks in a controlled environment that mimicked the sensation of weightlessness. Parabolic flights, on the other hand, use specialized aircraft to create brief periods of zero gravity by flying in steep arcs. While these techniques were groundbreaking for their time, they came with significant drawbacks. They were incredibly expensive, required extensive logistical planning, and could only simulate short bursts of zero gravity or simplified scenarios. This is where AR and VR stepped in, revolutionizing the way astronauts train. These technologies opened up a world of possibilities, offering immersive environments that replicate the conditions of space with stunning accuracy. Imagine slipping on a VR headset and suddenly finding yourself floating outside the International Space Station, with Earth spinning below you, or using AR overlays to practice repairing a piece of equipment as if you were in a real space module. These tools aren't just about realism, they're about precision. Astronauts can now rehearse complex tasks, troubleshoot potential problems, and refine their skills in ways that were simply impossible with older methods. What makes AR and VR truly transformative is their scalability. Unlike underwater pools or parabolic flights, which are limited by physical constraints, digital simulations can be endlessly customized and expanded. Need to train for a specific mission to Mars? Engineers can design a virtual Martian landscape complete with dust storms and rocky terrain. Want to practice docking a spacecraft? AR systems can overlay real-time data and step-by-step instructions onto a physical mock-up. This flexibility not only saves time and resources, but also ensures that astronauts are better prepared for the unpredictable challenges of space exploration. The shift from traditional training methods to digital simulations isn't just a technological upgrade, it's a paradigm shift. It represents a leap forward in how we prepare for the final frontier, paving the way for more ambitious missions and deeper exploration of our universe. By harnessing the power of AR and VR, we're not just training astronauts, we're equipping them with the tools to push the boundaries of what's possible in space. Imagine stepping into a training facility on Earth and suddenly seeing the vast expanse of space around you, stars twinkling in the distance, a space station floating nearby, and tools hovering just within reach. This isn't science fiction, it's the power of augmented reality revolutionizing spacewalk simulations. Unlike traditional training methods that rely on static models or underwater environments, AR overlays digital elements onto the real world, creating a hybrid space where astronauts can practice with extraordinary accuracy. Take, for instance, the way our headsets project virtual tools and equipment into the training area. Astronauts can grab a virtual wrench or adjust a simulated solar panel, feeling as though they're truly working in zero gravity. These digital replicas are so precise that they mimic the weightlessness and spatial challenges of space, helping astronauts build muscle memory for tasks they'll perform hundreds of miles above Earth. But it doesn't stop there. AR can also simulate celestial bodies like the Moon or Mars, providing a dynamic backdrop that enhances situational awareness and decision-making skills. What makes this technology so groundbreaking is its ability to blend the physical and digital worlds seamlessly. Astronauts aren't just practicing in a sterile environment, they're immersed in a realistic, interactive simulation that prepares them for the unpredictability of space. From practicing emergency repairs to navigating around a spacecraft, AR ensures that every movement, every decision, is as close to the real thing as possible. This isn't just training, it's a transformative experience that's redefining how we prepare for the challenges of the final frontier. Imagine stepping into a world where the laws of gravity no longer apply, where every movement feels weightless and the environment around you stretches endlessly into the void. This is the power of virtual reality in zero-gravity training. By creating hyper-realistic digital simulations, VR allows astronauts to experience the unique challenges of space without ever leaving Earth. These environments are meticulously designed to mimic the International Space Station, lunar surfaces, or even the vast emptiness of deep space. Every detail, from the way tools float to the way light reflects off surfaces, is calibrated to prepare astronauts for the real thing. But VR doesn't stop at visual immersion. Advanced haptic feedback systems bring a tactile dimension to the experience. These systems use vibrations, pressure, and even temperature changes to simulate the sensation of touching objects in space. Picture this: an astronaut reaches out to grab a floating tool in the simulation, and their glove vibrates subtly, mimicking the resistance and texture of the object. This level of realism bridges the gap between theory and practice, helping astronauts build muscle memory and confidence in their movements. What makes VR truly transformative is its ability to replicate high-stakes scenarios in a risk-free environment. Astronauts can practice responding to emergencies, like equipment malfunctions or sudden depressurization, without any real-world consequences. These simulations are invaluable for building quick thinking and problem-solving skills under pressure. It's not just about learning the mechanics of space. It's about mastering the mental and emotional resilience required to thrive in such an unforgiving environment. Beyond training, VR also plays a crucial role in mission planning and collaboration. Teams on Earth can use these simulations to test new procedures or experiment with innovative tools before they're deployed in space. This collaborative approach ensures that every mission is built on a foundation of thorough preparation and shared understanding. In many ways, VR isn't just a tool, it's a bridge connecting humanity's curiosity with the limitless possibilities of space exploration. When it comes to pushing the boundaries of technology, NASA has always been a pioneer, and their adoption of augmented reality and virtual reality is no exception. One standout example is the Hybrid Reality Lab, a cutting-edge facility where astronauts train to perform intricate repairs on the International Space Station. Using AR headsets, they can overlay digital instructions and simulations onto real-world equipment, allowing them to practice complex tasks with precision. This hands-on approach not only builds muscle memory, but also boosts confidence, ensuring astronauts are ready for any challenge they might face in the zero-gravity environment of space. But the innovation doesn't stop there. NASA has also turned to VR to prepare for missions beyond Earth's orbit. Take, for instance, their preparations for Mars exploration. Long before a single astronaut sets foot on the red planet, VR simulations allow them to virtually traverse its rocky terrain, analyze its geography, and even rehearse scientific experiments. These immersive experiences provide invaluable insights, helping astronauts anticipate what to expect and how to adapt to the harsh conditions of another world. What makes these case studies so remarkable is how they demonstrate the real-world impact of AR and VR. They're not just theoretical tools or futuristic concepts, they're actively reshaping how we approach space exploration. By blending the physical and digital worlds, NASA is creating training programs that are more effective, efficient, and engaging than ever before. It's a clear reminder that the future of space exploration isn't just about rockets and rovers. It's also about the tools we use to prepare for the unknown. While augmented reality and virtual reality hold immense promise for revolutionizing zero-gravity training, they come with their own set of challenges. One of the most significant barriers is cost. Developing and deploying high-quality AR and VR systems requires substantial investment, not just in the technology itself, but also in the infrastructure needed to support it. This includes powerful computers, precision tracking systems, and specialized headsets that can handle the demands of immersive simulations. For many organizations, especially smaller ones, these expenses can be prohibitive. Then there are the technical limitations. Current AR and VR systems, while impressive, still face issues like latency, which can cause delays between a user's movements and the system's response. In a zero-gravity training scenario, even the slightest lag could disrupt the realism of the experience, making it harder for astronauts to adapt to the unique conditions of space. Additionally, creating truly lifelike simulations demands enormous amounts of data and computational power. From rendering realistic environments to simulating the physics of microgravity, the processing requirements are staggering. Another challenge lies in the hardware itself. While VR headsets and AR devices have come a long way, they can still be bulky, uncomfortable, or prone to causing motion sickness in some users. For astronauts preparing for spacewalks, where precision and comfort are critical, these issues can't be overlooked. Despite these hurdles, the future looks bright. Advances in computing power, artificial intelligence, and materials science are steadily addressing these challenges. Companies are developing lighter, more comfortable headsets, while algorithms are becoming more efficient at processing data, reducing latency and improving realism. As these technologies continue to evolve, the dream of using AR and VR for seamless, immersive zero-gravity training is becoming more attainable than ever. The journey isn't without its obstacles, but the progress being made is nothing short of extraordinary. The human brain is an incredible organ, capable of adapting to new environments and experiences in ways we're only just beginning to understand. This adaptability is at the heart of immersive training, where augmented and virtual reality technologies create simulations so vivid and lifelike that the brain treats them as real-world scenarios. It's not just about seeing a virtual environment, it's about feeling like you're truly there, reacting instinctively to what's happening around you. Studies have demonstrated that these immersive experiences can significantly enhance spatial awareness, a skill that's absolutely vital for astronauts navigating the zero-gravity environment of space. Imagine floating in a vast black void with no up or down, and needing to move precisely through a complex structure like the International Space Station. Immersive training helps astronauts develop that mental map, allowing them to make split-second decisions with confidence. But it's not just about physical navigation. Immersive training also sharpens problem-solving and decision-making skills. In space, every action has consequences, and mistakes can be costly. By simulating high-pressure scenarios, from equipment malfunctions to emergency repairs, astronauts can practice staying calm and resourceful under stress. This kind of preparation isn't just theoretical, it's rooted in neuroscience. Researchers have found that repeated exposure to these simulations strengthens neural pathways, making astronauts more adept at handling real-life challenges. What makes this even more exciting is how cutting-edge technology is pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Advanced VR headsets, motion tracking systems, and haptic feedback devices work together to create experiences that feel almost indistinguishable from reality. These tools aren't just gadgets, they're gateways to a new era of training, where astronauts can rehearse every aspect of their missions with unparalleled precision. And the benefits extend beyond space. the same principles of immersive training are being applied in fields like medicine, aviation, and even disaster response, proving that this technology has the potential to revolutionize how we prepare for high-stakes situations. For astronauts, though, it's particularly transformative. By combining the latest in neuroscience with state-of-the-art technology, scientists are giving them the tools they need to not only survive but thrive in the final frontier. Picture this, an astronaut floating in the vast emptiness of space, their AR headset projecting a live overlay of critical data, step-by-step instructions, and even augmented tools right into their field of view. This isn't just a futuristic dream, it's a reality being shaped today. Augmented reality and virtual reality are no longer confined to training simulations. They're poised to become indispensable tools for actual space exploration. With AR, astronauts could navigate complex repairs on the International Space Station with precision, guided by real-time analytics and remote expert support. Meanwhile, VR could allow mission control teams to virtually step onto the surface of Mars, planning rover paths or analyzing geological formations as if they were there in person. But the impact doesn't stop with professional astronauts. These technologies could also democratize space travel, opening the door for everyday adventurers. Imagine a future where space tourists strap on VR headsets to practice zero-gravity movements, or use AR to learn about the constellations as they orbit Earth. These immersive tools could make the once distant dream of space travel feel tangible and approachable, sparking a new era of cosmic exploration for the general public. The potential applications are as vast as the universe itself. From enhancing scientific research to making space tourism a reality, AR and VR are pushing the boundaries of what's possible. As these technologies continue to evolve, they're not just redefining spacewalks, they're reshaping our entire relationship with the cosmos. And with every breakthrough, the future of space exploration feels a little closer, a little more within reach. The journey to redefine spacewalks and zero-gravity training wouldn't be possible without the powerful collaborations between leading tech companies and space agencies. These partnerships are more than just handshakes and contracts. They're about merging the brightest minds from different fields to tackle some of the most ambitious challenges in human space exploration. Take Microsoft, for example, teaming up with NASA and the European Space Agency. Together, they're blending cutting-edge augmented reality and virtual reality technologies with decades of spaceflight expertise. It's a fusion of software innovation from the tech world and the hard-earned knowledge of astronauts and engineers who have spent years in orbit. What makes these collaborations so transformative is the way they combine strengths. Tech companies bring their mastery of hardware design and software development, creating immersive VR environments and AR tools that simulate the complexities of space. Meanwhile, space agencies contribute their deep understanding of the physical and psychological demands of zero-gravity environments. The result: training programs that are not only more effective, but also safer and more realistic. Imagine strapping on a VR headset and suddenly being transported to the International Space Station, where every movement, every repair task, and every emergency scenario feels as real as it would in orbit. That's the power of these partnerships, pushing the boundaries of innovation and shaping the future of space travel in ways we once thought were decades away. But it's not just about the technology itself. These collaborations are also accelerating the pace of progress. When you have teams from Microsoft working side by side with NASA engineers, ideas move faster, challenges are solved more efficiently, and breakthroughs happen sooner. It's a model of cooperation that's proving essential as we aim for deeper space missions, like returning to the Moon or venturing to Mars. By pooling resources and expertise, these partnerships are not only redefining how we train astronauts, but also laying the groundwork for the next era of space exploration. And as these technologies continue to evolve, they're opening up possibilities that stretch far beyond training. Think remote space station repairs real-time mission support from Earth, or even virtual tourism in space. The future is being built today, one collaboration at a time. As augmented reality and virtual reality technologies become increasingly embedded in space training programs, they bring with them a host of ethical considerations that demand our attention. One of the most pressing concerns revolves around the mental health of astronauts. Spending prolonged periods in virtual environments, even for training purposes, can blur the lines between reality and simulation. This raises questions about how to safeguard their psychological well-being. How do we ensure that these immersive experiences don't lead to disorientation, stress, or even detachment from the real world? Striking a balance between effective training and mental health preservation is essential, especially when preparing for missions that push the boundaries of human endurance. Another layer of ethical complexity comes into play with data privacy. Immersive training systems often collect vast amounts of personal data, from biometric feedback to behavioral patterns. While this data is invaluable for refining training protocols, it also opens the door to potential misuse. Who has access to this information, and how is it protected? Establishing robust safeguards to prevent unauthorized access or exploitation is critical, ensuring that astronauts' privacy remains intact even as they prepare for the demands of space exploration. Then there's the question of over-reliance on technology. While AR and VR offer unparalleled opportunities for realistic training, there's a risk of becoming too dependent on these tools. What happens if a system fails during a mission, or if astronauts haven't developed the ability to adapt without virtual guidance? Building resilience and flexibility into training programs is just as important as leveraging cutting-edge technology. By addressing these ethical challenges head-on, we can create a framework that not only advances space exploration, but also prioritizes the well-being and autonomy of those who venture into the unknown. Artificial intelligence is the invisible force that breathes life into augmented and virtual reality, transforming these technologies from static simulations into dynamic, responsive environments. Picture an astronaut floating in a virtual zero-gravity setting, practicing a delicate repair task on the International Space Station. Without AI, the simulation would feel rigid and predictable, but with it, every movement is analyzed and the environment adapts instantly. This real-time feedback loop allows the system to challenge the astronaut with unexpected scenarios, like a sudden equipment malfunction or a shift in pressure, preparing them for the unpredictable nature of space. What makes this synergy so groundbreaking is its ability to personalize the experience. AI doesn't just observe, it learns. By tracking an astronaut's performance over time, it identifies strengths and areas for improvement, tailoring the simulation to focus on specific skills. For instance, if an astronaut struggles with fine motor control in zero gravity, the system might introduce more intricate tasks to build precision. This level of customization ensures that training isn't just effective, it's transformative. But AI's role doesn't stop at adaptation. It also bridges the gap between theory and practice by creating hyper-realistic scenarios. Advanced algorithms can simulate the physics of space with astonishing accuracy, from the way objects drift in microgravity to the subtle vibrations of a spacecraft. This realism makes the virtual environment feel tangible, allowing astronauts to train with confidence, knowing their experiences in the simulation will directly translate to real-world performance. The combination of AI, augmented reality, and virtual reality is more than just a technological leap. It's a paradigm shift in how we prepare for the challenges of space exploration. By merging these tools, we're not only enhancing the quality of training, but also redefining what's possible, paving the way for safer, more efficient missions beyond our planet. Augmented reality and virtual reality are two sides of the same futuristic coin, each offering unique capabilities that redefine how we interact with technology. Augmented reality, or AR, layers digital elements onto the real world, blending the physical and virtual seamlessly. Imagine an astronaut floating in zero gravity, using AR glasses to overlay schematics directly onto a malfunctioning piece of equipment. This real-time enhancement makes AR invaluable for tasks like repairs, diagnostics, or even navigation through complex machinery. It's like having a smart assistant right in your field of vision, offering guidance without pulling you out of your environment. On the other hand, virtual reality, or VR, transports users into entirely new worlds, completely detached from their physical surroundings. For space exploration, this is a game changer. Astronauts can train for spacewalks in hyper-realistic simulations, experiencing the challenges of zero gravity without ever leaving Earth. VR creates immersive environments where every detail, from the sensation of floating to the vastness of space, can be replicated with stunning accuracy. It's not just about seeing a new world, it's about feeling like you're truly there. But while both technologies are groundbreaking, they come with their own set of limitations. AR, for instance, relies heavily on the quality of the real-world environment it's enhancing. Poor lighting or cluttered spaces can disrupt its effectiveness, and the hardware, like AR glasses, needs to be lightweight and unobtrusive to avoid hindering movement. VR, while incredibly immersive, can sometimes isolate users too much from their surroundings, making it less practical for tasks that require real-world interaction. Plus, the hardware, like VR headsets, can be bulky and require significant processing power. Understanding these strengths and limitations is crucial for space exploration. AR's ability to enhance real-world tasks makes it perfect for on-the-spot problem-solving during missions, while VR's immersive simulations provide unparalleled training opportunities. Together, they form a powerful duo, each complementing the other's weaknesses. The key is knowing when to use which technology and how to combine them, to push the boundaries of what's possible in space and beyond. Astronauts who have experienced augmented reality and virtual reality training often share remarkable stories about how these technologies transformed their preparation for space missions. One standout example comes from a veteran astronaut who described how VR simulations allowed them to practice repairing critical equipment in a zero-gravity environment before ever leaving Earth. The ability to repeatedly rehearse intricate procedures in a virtual setting built muscle memory and confidence, which proved invaluable when facing the real thing in orbit. Another astronaut recalled how AR overlays guided them through complex tasks during a spacewalk, providing real-time visual cues that eliminated guesswork and reduced errors. These aren't just isolated anecdotes, they highlight a broader trend. Studies show that immersive training can improve decision-making speed and accuracy under pressure, two skills that are absolutely critical when every second counts in the unforgiving environment of space. The success stories don't stop there. Some astronauts have even credited VR with helping them mentally prepare for the psychological challenges of isolation and confinement, using simulations to acclimate to the sensory deprivation of space. These real-world examples demonstrate how AR and VR aren't just futuristic buzzwords, they're tools that are already making a measurable difference in the way humans explore the cosmos. And as these technologies continue to evolve, the possibilities for their impact on space exploration are truly limitless. When we think about the cost of cutting-edge technology like augmented reality and virtual reality, it's easy to focus on the upfront price tag. But what if that initial investment could actually save money in the long run? That's exactly what we're seeing with AR and VR in space training. Sure, developing and implementing these systems isn't cheap, but when you break it down, the benefits start to stack up in a big way. For starters, traditional training methods for astronauts often rely on physical simulations, think massive centrifuges, underwater environments, or even parabolic flights that mimic zero gravity. These setups are not only expensive to build and maintain, but they also require significant resources to operate. AR and VR, on the other hand, can simulate these conditions digitally, drastically reducing the need for costly physical infrastructure. Over time, those savings add up, making the technology a smarter financial choice. But it's not just about cutting costs. These immersive tools also boost training efficiency. Astronauts can practice complex tasks like spacewalk repairs or docking maneuvers in a virtual environment that's nearly indistinguishable from the real thing. They can repeat these exercises as often as needed without the logistical headaches of scheduling physical simulations. This means faster, more effective training that better prepares crews for the challenges they'll face in space. And let's not forget the human factor. AR and VR don't just train astronauts, they help them build confidence and muscle memory in a way that traditional methods can't. By immersing trainees in hyper-realistic scenarios, these technologies reduce the risk of errors during actual missions, potentially saving lives and millions of dollars in mission-critical situations. So, while the upfront costs of AR and VR might seem daunting, the long-term payoff is hard to ignore. From cutting expenses on physical simulations to improving training outcomes and astronaut readiness, these tools are proving to be more than just flashy innovations. They're essential investments for the future of space exploration. Space agencies across the globe are rapidly integrating augmented and virtual reality into their training programs, revolutionizing how astronauts prepare for the challenges of space. China, for instance, has made significant strides in its space program by leveraging AR and VR to simulate complex missions, from lunar landings to orbital maneuvers. These technologies allow astronauts to practice in highly realistic environments, honing their skills without ever leaving Earth. Similarly, private companies like SpaceX are pushing the boundaries, using immersive tools to train crews for missions that could one day take humans to Mars. This global shift isn't just about individual achievements, it's fostering a new era of collaboration. Agencies and private entities are sharing insights and innovations, creating a collective push toward more advanced and efficient training methods. For example, NASA has partnered with the European Space Agency to develop shared VR modules that simulate life aboard the International Space Station. These collaborations are breaking down barriers, allowing nations and companies to pool resources and expertise. The widespread adoption of AR and VR in space programs isn't just a trend, it's a game changer. By creating hyper-realistic training environments, these technologies are reducing risks, improving preparedness, and accelerating the pace of space exploration. As more countries and companies join this movement, the possibilities for innovation grow exponentially, setting the stage for a future where space travel becomes safer, more efficient, and more accessible than ever before. As we venture further into the cosmos, the challenges of deep space missions become more complex and unpredictable. Astronauts heading to Mars or beyond will face environments that are entirely alien, from the crushing isolation of deep space to the unfamiliar terrain of distant planets. That's where augmented reality and virtual reality step in, revolutionizing the way we prepare for these groundbreaking journeys. By creating immersive simulations, these technologies allow astronauts to experience the conditions of deep space long before they ever leave Earth. Imagine training for a mission where you're millions of miles away from home, surrounded by a vast, empty void. With VR, astronauts can rehearse every step of their mission, whether it's navigating through a zero-gravity environment or conducting repairs on a spacecraft, while feeling as though they're truly there. R, on the other hand, overlays critical information directly into their field of view, providing real-time guidance and enhancing situational awareness. It's like having a mission control expert right there with them, even in the most remote corners of the universe. But it's not just about simulating the physical challenges. Deep space missions require astronauts to endure prolonged periods of isolation and confinement, which can take a toll on mental health. VR can recreate the psychological pressures of space travel, helping astronauts build resilience and adapt to the emotional demands of their missions. By immersing them in these scenarios, we're not just preparing their bodies for the journey, we're equipping their minds to handle the unknown. The beauty of these technologies lies in their ability to push the boundaries of what's possible. On Earth, we can't replicate the exact conditions of Mars or the vacuum of deep space, but AR and VR give us the next best thing. They allow us to innovate, adapt, and prepare for challenges we've never faced before. As humanity takes its next giant leap into the cosmos, these tools will be the foundation of our success, ensuring that we're ready for whatever lies beyond the stars. Imagine stepping into the shoes of an astronaut, floating weightlessly through the International Space Station, or walking on the surface of Mars, all from the comfort of your living room. Augmented reality and virtual reality are revolutionizing not only how astronauts train, but also how we, as a society, engage with space exploration. These technologies are breaking down barriers, transforming complex scientific concepts into vivid, interactive experiences that captivate minds of all ages. One of the most exciting applications of AR and VR is their ability to bring space education to life. Virtual tours of the International Space Station, for instance, allow students to explore its modules, conduct simulated experiments, and even experience what it's like to live in microgravity. These immersive lessons go far beyond textbooks, sparking curiosity and fostering a deeper connection to the wonders of the cosmos. But it doesn't stop there. Imagine classrooms where students can witness the birth of a star, walk alongside rovers on Mars, or even design their own spacecraft in a virtual environment. These interactive experiences not only make learning more engaging, but also help demystify the complexities of space science. By making the universe feel tangible and within reach, AR and VR are inspiring a new generation of thinkers, dreamers, and explorers. What's truly remarkable is how these technologies are making space more inclusive. For those who may never have the chance to visit a planetarium or attend a space camp, VR headsets and AR-enabled devices bring the cosmos to them. Whether it's a child in a rural community or an adult rediscovering their passion for science, these tools are democratizing access to space education in ways we've never seen before. And let's not forget the role of public outreach. Museums and science centers are increasingly using AR and VR to create exhibits that transport visitors to distant worlds. Picture standing on the moon, watching Earth rise over the lunar horizon, or diving into the depths of Jupiter's swirling storms. These experiences don't just educate, they inspire awe, reminding us of the vastness and beauty of the universe we're part of. By blending cutting-edge technology with the timeless allure of space, AR and VR are helping to cultivate a society that values exploration and innovation. They're not just tools for astronauts or scientists, they're bridges connecting us all to the stars, igniting a shared sense of wonder and possibility. One of the biggest hurdles in VR training, especially for high-stakes environments like spacewalks, is motion sickness. It's a common issue that can turn an immersive experience into a nauseating one, making it harder for trainees to focus and learn effectively. But here's the good news: researchers and engineers are tackling this challenge head-on. By optimizing frame rates and ensuring the virtual environment updates quickly and smoothly, they're reducing the disconnect between what the eyes see and what the body feels. This might sound technical, but it's a game changer. A smoother visual flow means fewer dizzy spells and a more comfortable experience overall. Another critical factor is latency, or the delay between a user's movement and the virtual world's response. Even a tiny lag can throw off your sense of balance, making you feel like you're floating or stumbling. Cutting-edge VR systems are now designed to minimize this delay, creating a seamless connection between your actions and the simulation. It's like upgrading from a choppy video call to a crystal-clear conversation. Everything just feels more natural. These advancements aren't just about comfort, they're about accessibility. For astronauts preparing for zero-gravity environments, every second of training counts. By reducing motion sickness, VR becomes a more effective tool, allowing trainees to stay focused longer and absorb critical skills without interruption. And it's not just astronauts who benefit. These improvements are opening doors for a wider range of users, from medical professionals to industrial workers, who can now train in VR without the discomfort that once held them back. What's exciting is how these solutions are evolving, from subtle tweaks in software to hardware innovations like lighter headsets and better motion tracking. The VR landscape is becoming more user-friendly every day. It's a reminder that even the most cutting-edge technology is only as good as the experience it delivers, and right now, that experience is getting smoother, faster, and more immersive than ever before. Imagine being able to reach out and feel the texture of a control panel or the resistance of a lever, all while floating in the simulated vacuum of space. This is the power of haptic feedback, a groundbreaking technology that's transforming how astronauts train for missions. By adding a tactile layer to augmented and virtual reality simulations, haptic feedback bridges the gap between the virtual and the physical, making the experience far more immersive. Instead of just seeing or hearing their environment, trainees can now interact with it in a way that feels incredibly real, because their sense of touch is engaged. In space, where every movement must be precise and every action deliberate, this tactile dimension is invaluable. Haptic feedback allows astronauts to practice delicate tasks, like repairing equipment or assembling structures, with a level of realism that traditional training methods simply can't match. For example, when a trainee reaches out to tighten a bolt in a virtual simulation, they can feel the resistance of the tool and the tension in the bolt, just as they would in zero gravity. This kind of hands-on practice is critical for building muscle memory and confidence, ensuring that astronauts are fully prepared for the challenges they'll face in orbit. The benefits of haptic feedback extend beyond just realism. It also enhances safety and efficiency. By simulating the physical sensations of working in space, this technology helps astronauts avoid common mistakes, like applying too much force or misjudging distances. These small errors can have big consequences in a zero-gravity environment, so the ability to practice with tactile precision is a game-changer. Plus, the immersive nature of haptic feedback keeps trainees more engaged, making the learning process faster and more effective. But how does it work? Haptic feedback systems use advanced sensors and actuators to replicate the sensations of touch. When a user interacts with a virtual object, the system sends vibrations, pressure, or resistance to their hands or body, mimicking the real-world experience. For space training, this means astronauts can feel the weightlessness of objects, the texture of surfaces, and even the subtle vibrations of machinery, all within a controlled, risk-free environment. This technology isn't just about making training more realistic, it's about making it more meaningful. By engaging multiple senses, haptic feedback creates a richer, more dynamic learning experience that prepares astronauts for the unpredictable nature of space. It's a small yet powerful addition to immersive training that's redefining what's possible and bringing us one step closer to mastering the challenges of zero gravity. Space is an environment where the unexpected can and often does happen. From sudden equipment failures to life-threatening medical emergencies, astronauts must be ready to face challenges that could arise at any moment. That's where virtual reality steps in, offering a groundbreaking way to prepare for the unpredictable. By immersing astronauts in hyper-realistic VR simulations, we can recreate emergency scenarios with astonishing accuracy. Imagine a situation where a critical oxygen system fails, or a crew member experiences a medical crisis in zero gravity. These aren't just hypotheticals, they're real possibilities, and VR allows astronauts to practice their responses in a controlled, risk-free setting. The beauty of these simulations lies in their ability to mimic the chaos and stress of real emergencies. Astronauts can practice troubleshooting a malfunctioning airlock or performing a medical procedure in zero gravity, all while experiencing the same sensory and emotional pressures they would face in space. This kind of training isn't just about memorizing procedures, it's about building muscle memory, sharpening decision-making skills, and fostering the calm under pressure that's essential for survival. And because these scenarios can be repeated and adjusted, astronauts can refine their responses until they're second nature. But it's not just about individual readiness. These simulations also help teams work together more effectively. In space, every second counts and clear communication is vital. VR allows crews to practice coordinating their efforts, ensuring that everyone knows their role and can act quickly when it matters most. By preparing for the worst in a virtual environment, astronauts gain the confidence and skills they need to handle real-life emergencies, and that could make all the difference in the success of a mission. Augmented reality and virtual reality are no longer just ideas from science fiction. They're real, groundbreaking technologies that are fundamentally changing how we approach space exploration. By blending digital innovation with human ingenuity, AR and VR have become essential tools for training astronauts, simulating zero-gravity environments, and even inspiring future generations to dream bigger. These immersive technologies are not only preparing us for the challenges of space, but also opening doors to possibilities we once thought were out of reach. As we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, AR and VR will remain at the forefront of our cosmic journey, helping us navigate the unknown and redefine our place in the universe. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey into the future of space exploration. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The future is here, and it's waiting for us to explore it together.